Okay, we are back. I'm hoping I can recover the footage that I recorded the other day. But basically what I've done so far, if I can't recover it, is I put a IH distributor on off of a Farmall M. I tried to get it running with the last video, but found my coil was bad, so I have another one that I just got temporarily sitting there. And I made sure I had spark, points are clean, and now I do, so I'm going to spray some ether in and we're going to see what happens. There, it tried to do something, so we're close. I'm try and hold the choke closed there with that cable. And we'll try again. We're really close now. Okay, now I think I have the timing a little too advanced. I can't find my timing light anywhere, so I'm just kind of winging it on that. Hopefully, adjusting that a little bit, it'll start. And once I hear it run, and I know that it will run, then we'll try and drain any old gas out of the tank if there is any. See what the tank looks like. If it looks decent, I'll fill it part way with gas, hook it up to the carb and see what happens. If it doesn't look decent, I'll go find a lawnmower tank or something to hang there and see what's gonna happen. Now the battery's dead, so gotta let that charge up a little bit more. Okay, I decided it's obviously gonna try and run. It made oil pressure when I had it partially running there. So I think I'm gonna look in the gas tank and see how bad that looks. Hopefully it's not terrible. But one way or another, I'm going to get gas hooked up to the carb. That way we can hopefully make it run. Try and show you guys down in there. I don't know if I can get the camera down in there and the light, but it actually looks pretty good. The only thing that kind of scares me is that there is some fuel in there and it's brown. So that definitely needs to be drained out. Pretty sure I have some fresh gas here somewhere. If not, I'll have to go get some. But let me set the camera down, go find a bucket to drain the gas into, and I'll be back. Okay, I found a jug now. I'm gonna try and drain this gas. Hopefully, petcock's still good. No, it's not looking good. Pretty sure there's enough in there to drain out. Well, I guess not. It's not up over the nipple that comes up out of the valve there. So I guess we'll put some fresh gas in, and hopefully the sediment bowl catches most of the dirt. I'm not going to put a ton in because I don't know if it leaks. So that should be enough to get it up over the nipple coming up out of the sediment bowl. I'll look and see to be sure. Yep, we are just up over it. So now, hopefully, I can turn the valve there and get some fuel out. There we go, and actually seems pretty clean. So now I'll get my line to the carb hooked back up once I get this out of here. But now I'll get this hooked back up. And we'll try and start it again, hopefully with some actual gas instead of starting fluid. It will be able to catch. Now I'm sure this float's going to be stuck. I'll actually be really surprised if it's not. But we're about to find out. So far, so good. No going out attempt. They're almost at it. It's close. Just need to get a decent battery on it. Or let this one charge some more and then maybe it'll go. Starting to wonder if maybe I have the firing order off, because it wants to backfire through the intake. I'm pretty sure I have it right, but I'm gonna double check that and then we'll try again. Okay, after some research, I do have the firing order wrong. I have it as 1342 and it should be 1243. So we're gonna swap them. Hopefully it'll run. All we gotta do is pull this off. Run this one up here. Pull this one off. That one down here. And maybe with the correct firing order, it'll actually run now. So let me get the coil wire hooked back up and we'll try again. Okay. And the battery's still dead. Okay, the battery's mostly charged up, I think, so we'll try again. Well, I seem to like that, minus the face full of rust that I got. So I'm thinking the float is probably stuck. On the carb. Give it a couple whacks with a wrench and see if it'll come free. I'm probably gonna have to take off the bowl and free up the needle. But we'll try that. it actually sounds pretty good. So I guess I'll pull the bowl off now and try and get that needle freed up. Maybe it'll actually sit here and run. Okay, what I'm going to try and do before I take the bowl off the carb is I took the elbow off where the fuel line goes in, and this isn't the right way to do it by any means, but sometimes it works. I'm going to use this rubber tip blowgun and I'm going to blow in there, and hopefully it'll blow the needle down enough to unstick it or get dirt out of it or whatever. And there you could hear, and you might even been able to see, I'm not sure, but I heard it pop free and you could hear air coming out through the vent. So that seems to have worked, if that was our problem. So I'm gonna put the elbow back on and put the fuel line back on. And one thing I do want to check is make sure we have good flow coming out there, which it's not ideal to have it right there above the coil and get the coil soaked in gas. But even just cracking the line, there's a good bit of fuel coming out there, so that shouldn't be an issue. So hopefully now the bowl will actually fill with fuel. And if it still doesn't want to run, then we are going to have to take it apart and clean the jets. So, try it again. Just from hearing it, timing is definitely way off and our float is stuck. So the carb does have to come off. Okay, I got the carb off. Just these two nuts, your throttle shaft, and the original choke linkage is going off this. There's just a piece of wire hooked in here. So then you just take out, there's 4 screws, 1 in each corner. Some carbs you have to take the adjusting screw out. I'm not sure on this one. I'll find out here in a few seconds. Stuck. Okay. There is the float. I'm I'm going to take this off. The needle isn't stuck, so I'm going to take the float off, see if maybe it's filled with gas, staying stuck down. An easy way to check that is just pull your pin off, get it out, and you shake them. And it doesn't sound like there's any issues there. Now, the only thing I do see, the float looks collapsed, which very well could have been from me blowing pressurized air in it. I'm gonna go see if I have another float off a different carb somewhere that's similar, and I'll be right back. Well, my new float came in. Here's the old one. Here's a new one. So there's a perfectly good reason to not do what I do, because I collapsed that float. I've never had that happen before. Don't know why it happened. Maybe the float was just weak, or it was plugged up so bad in the carb that the air couldn't get back out. One way or the other, hopefully, once this is put back together, it'll run. One thing I did do is I sprayed out the bowl with some brake clean, got the dirt out. I cleaned out the passages the best I could. So now I'm going to put the new float on, and from there I'm going to put it back together, and hopefully it will run. I am going to adjust the timing a little bit because I could hear that it was off. I still can't find my timing light. Not quite sure where that got to. But should be able to make it at least run well enough that, I guess it would help if I put this together the right way. Should be able to make it run at least well enough that I can let it sit here and idle. I'm not going to be able to run it real long because I don't have antifreeze for it yet, but it should be enough to at least make sure there's no knocks or anything. I didn't hear anything in the little bit that it did run. But we'll put this back together and get it back on and go from there. Well, the new float's in. I advanced the timing a little bit, so the gas is already turned on. We'll try again. Hopefully the battery held a charge. It's about 20 degrees outside. Well, I guess it would help if the ground was hooked up. Okay, now we'll try again. There we go. They're on. I'm going to clean up some stuff in here, go to town, get some antifreeze, and hopefully drive it out of here. Okay, I've never driven one of these before, so I'm not too sure on the shift pattern, so might take a little bit to find reverse. Well, there it's out of the garage. That's all I was really hoping for today. I still need to go get more coolant for it. And the carb still needs some work, but it runs. And that's it.